Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we have with us today David Silva Smith, founder and managing director of the Bitcoin Strategic Trading Fund. And David, it is good to have you on. David, we keep having you on because there is still more than a percentage of people who do not understand cryptocurrency. And so you bring us up to date on that. Let's talk a little bit, first of all, before we get going on 2022, which was somewhat tumultuous. Just explain to everybody real quickly about cryptocurrency and what it is.
Cryptocurrency. So anybody who tells it they understand it completely just doesn't. You know, it's an experiment, really. It's a new technology. It's a new breakthrough. Nobody knows what it's going to do, what the impact is going to be. But more and more, the world is saying like, "Hey, we think this thing is real, and we think it's going to, revolutionize the world financial system." And what it is at its base is, for a long time we were using, dollar bills or physical things to, as money for exchange. And we've largely moved to, digital. Even when I started working 20 years ago, I never got a paycheck. It would just, the money would go electronically right into my bank account. And cryptocurrencies are that next step where now it's natively digital. Instead of having the bank have a record of your money there, it's actually digital money. And I think it's hard for people to wrap their minds around, because how can you have something that's digital and it's real? But that's what cryptocurrency is.
Well, listen, I've drawn this kind of equation, and it is based a lot on faith and trust. But when you think about it, so is the currency of those dollar bills, because they're not backed by gold anymore. At one point, a dollar bill meant something. Right now, it means you trust in the government to pay the debt behind it.
That's exactly right. Yep, it's based on trust, and we've seen that in other countries where their monetary money has collapsed, and so it's absolutely based on trust, and that's happened to countries that we know, like Germany, where they've had hyperinflation, and so money is based on trust, and so is digital money. It's based on trust, and that's hard for people to wrap their heads around too. Where what's behind this thing?
Yeah,
and it's nothing. It's just trust.
So let's take a look at 2022 for that cryptocurrency market. Big stories, surprises, few surprises.
Oh my gosh, in 2022, I mean, crypto is always crazy, but 2022 is extra crazy. So let's rewind a little bit to just the tail end of 2021. Cryptocurrency was at like a $3 trillion market cap. It was in the news every day. You were hearing NFT crazes, people getting super rich. Going into 2022, the hype couldn't have been higher. Everybody was so excited about it. Governments really started getting involved. Right here in Michigan, a bill was introduced, to help promote the cryptocurrency industry. In March of 2022, the Biden administration issued an executive order saying like, "Hey, we got to figure this out." So it was very, very exciting, and it was like the dream was coming true, like it was happening. And then all of a sudden, May happened, and things just started exploding. Just the market cap, it just got decimated. All the biggest companies in crypto just about declared bankruptcy, except for Coinbase in the US. But yeah, there was this Terra USD collapse. That was like $60 billion evaporated in like a day. The Celsius network went bankrupt. Voyager went bankrupt. Three Arrows Capital went bankrupt. And everybody's heard about FTX. They went bankrupt in November. Gemini paused withdrawals in November. And leading into 2023, we've got Genesis declaring bankruptcy. Silvergate Bank asking for a loan. It was just chaos. That'd be like in the U.S. if Berkshire Hathaway, J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, all these companies went bankrupt. But Chris, crypto is still standing. It took some punches. Went from about a $3 trillion market cap at the end of 2021 to right now it's at about $1 trillion. And it seems to be on the upswing again. And that just shows like the power. Who gets up after getting hit that hard again? In 2008 we had the financial collapse, and that was just a couple big companies. Just imagine if everything just gets decimated.
All right, so I guess the question is, everybody out there is wondering, what's David doing with his money right now? Because I want to do that.
Unfortunately, David got caught up in some of these, bankruptcy. So I've learned more about bankruptcy, and I never knew anything about bankruptcy. And now, I'm really, learning about unsecured creditor committees and all that stuff. And it's no fun. And it really, it's actually like against the ethos. Like crypto was supposed to prevent this stuff, with transparency and prevent things like Bernie Madoff from happening and prevent things like fraud from happening, and bring transparency to the system. And instead, like this stuff, still happened. But hopefully things are going to build back better, and we'll use these new technology tools, to prevent these kind of things from happening in the future. So, people are working on how can we have cryptocurrency exchanges like FTX that can't run off with your money, where everybody can see, exactly where the assets and liabilities are, and to prevent these frauds and collapses from being possible in the first place. And that, that's the excitement of cryptocurrency. And so hopefully we'll see some big advances there.
All right. So very quickly, because you obviously believe in the system, I have to tell you, I believe in the system as much as our system of currency here in the United States, because, like I said, it's based on trust as well. Tell me what are good bets for 2023?
What are good bets? The market's going to be, crazy, and the macroeconomic trends, drive a lot of the prices. Cryptocurrency is a risk asset. It's risky to be in these assets. But Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're the top dogs. So they're going to have less volatility and more staying power than some of these other coins that you might have heard of, like Dogecoin or XRP, which are just all over the place. Even though Bitcoin going from 79,000 down to I think it hit a low of like 15,000. That's a pretty steep drop for people to take. Especially if you cash out your retirement and put it in there, or mortgage your house and put it in there. That's a heavy hit to take.
But you also have to remember it's kind of been down like that before, and it does come back. So, David Silva Smith, founder and manager of and director for Bitcoin Strategic Trading Fund. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate the clarity, my friend, and good luck in 23. Right?
Thanks, Chris, and to everybody out there, same to you.
All right, you've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.